Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Let's get ready to go for today's lap time challenge on Gran Turismo 7. We'll be at Goodwood Motor Circuit by using a one and only Aston Martin DB5 is about to be ready to go in the 1964 model. After I just putting up with some major development by delay and even of course to have my absence from my live stream video on round 1 in the first season in the 2023/24 exhibition series in the GTWS Manufacturers Cup at Suzuka Circuit. But somehow there's going to be a change of plans after my absence, so it'll have to be putting up in today's video segment. We'll be using between the PS4 controller and of course to have a steering wheel, which is differently known as the Logitech G29. Well, I guess the image that we might have to take a good look that you guys have already know about this one, because I might gonna have to get down and do a novice for this part of the lap time challenge. For the main part of the regulation, we'll be using with the sports hard compound tires. Wide body and nitrous/overtake is now being prohibited. Mid speed is about to be set on the restriction along with a specified shortcut penalty on light, and the track limit is normal. For those who have ever understand about the Aston Martin DB5 1964 is been used by James Bond in the 006, is a very good classic vintage road car, is now currently to have a good place to be here on the British racetrack. Gold record at the time in a minute 25.773 seconds to get up on the 2 million GT credits. I hope you guys are about to get prepared, because I'm about to go on specified vehicle this time, so I just really might need to get my very own DB5 1964 to be acquired from Driving Missions, the human comedy, as part of my full walkthrough ideas to be on the live stream in session. But there is also to have 10 color selection is now available. There is Platinum Gray, Pale Primrose, Del Bonnet, Goodwood Green, Pacific Blue, Midnight Blue, Sierra Blue, Caribbean Pearl, California Sage, and Silver Bridge. For my pick, I'll have to go with a Platinum Gray color, and I'll have to see it to go confirm on the regulation. 281 horsepower and weight is now being stationed in 3,236 pounds will be applied onto the mid-speed track for the VOP work. So let's get yourself prepared and have a good run out there to have a good proud to be represent in the country of the UK. So as always, if you're new to my YouTube channel, be sure click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos in the later future. Let's get ready to go and start for today's lap time challenge. Let's begin. There are some matter of perspective to see which two types might be quite very good for you to do the lap time challenge. But I'm always be preferred to be using with a PS4 controller that has a very good, excellent, decent style, that has a good analog stick and acceleration to be using on the R2 button and the L2 per brake. For professionals to be using with any kinds of steering wheel like the Logitech G29 that has a very good excellent response of the handling, even of course to have the gear shift along with the shifter is now being included. But that's not all, because three types of pedal are also to be included with the gas, brake, and the clutch is now being put up to be highlighted in each different position. So I really might need to get to know about these kinds of features and different opportunities when you're playing on Gran Turismo Sport and Gran Turismo 7. Onto the ranking board, so it'll have to go down to do page by page to have a replay icon, which is definitely to come up with a better idea for this part of the video segment. But the PS4 controller and PS5 controller did very much more excellent to be capable and skillful to be on the set. But even for any kinds of steering wheel option that is compatible to be on the PS4 and PS5 console is now actually to be well tested along with some other steering wheel brands like Fanatec. But I really might need to get to know about the Logitech G29 is a very much more advanced novice work to get down for beginners. But I might have to be preferred to be using with a traction to go on 3 will be suitable for some training. any kinds of different selections of vehicles like classic, modern, racing car, and even other kinds of concept cars along with the Gran Turismo Red Bull X 2019 competition. Very advanced and way more difficult that I just really don't want to get myself too overwhelmed and putting up with some stress. So gonna have to see, and there's only one GT player is now actually to be highlighted on the replay in 1 minute 24.844 seconds set by Uaro2. Gonna load up the Ghost and I'll have to see how the stance dry. All set, good to go, and this time I'll have to do 2 ways and see how good to be capable to have a gold medal ejected, so I have to make my best time and leave my mark. PS4 controller, let's give it a go and do some training to be set on the hood cam. Alright, here comes the chicane. Let's give the DB5 for having a one good joyride to be tested to go classic in style. But on the inside of the interior view for the DB5, this one is now considered to have a good vintage variation to be as decommissioned. But it has all sorts of gadgets is now actually to be included with this car in the movies. But it's going to be quite very good to be capable, pack it up to speed, going in style, and pack up to go with some further ways and options. Okay, first sector clear. Gonna have to keep coming around on each corner. Go by numbers if I really need to be remembered. But very good to see how the DB5 is now actually to become as a fully premium detailed view, just like any other classic Aston Martin models like the DB6. But not to mention because this part of the chassis is now actually to be well seen since Gran Turismo 2 as a different model like this one. Now coming in onto the final sector, gonna make my way, slide and easy. The chicane is going to be a very tough one that you guys might need to be very extra careful. So it takes 1 minute 30.570 seconds on the PS4 controller. Gonna have to go push it in and push it all out. That will have to take 5 gap distance is now being set on lap number 2 to proceed. But here comes the brake zone. Very much more natural fortune. Okay, the G29 Logitech is having some receive respond onto the throttle. Gonna have to give it a go and make a good use on secondary if I really need to push the pedal on the right side that is represent on the gas. The middle one is represent the brakes, and for the left for the clutch is now actually to be included. Okay, looks like this could get changed up automatically because what I'm still using on the PS4 controller. Come on, gonna have to go slow down and make one pause to go timeout. Alright, now change the controller settings and going up on to 10 in the force feedback and sensitivity to be on 9 by the decrease. So there you go, record update by 1 minute and 4 seconds. The DB5 still need to do a lot of good hard work effort out there to climb up onto the goal. Just gonna have to take one pace and have a little sip of cup of tea. it could get more impossible to go old school with this model. Gonna keep a good pace on the main respawn. Get back up. Going double pedal to the metal. Optional time of training, and keep a good lookout onto the steering wheel if I really made a mistake. But I'm sure of it. Combination like the PS4 controller and the G29 has... Oh, there it goes. See, that's how what happens. That could end up in the result of distraction when you're not using the steering wheel. But bummer. I guess slacking up on the steering wheel, that could be giving a much matter. So on to the fourth lap. Get tested to be, well, novice. But I'm pretty sure when I'm the G29 steering wheel may be going respawn automatically, that will be lose my edge and loses my good clean skill of lap time. But practice does matter, but there it goes. This might have to take exit to be doing this at the moment, so it'll have to go for only save time amount of replay because, note to self, just gonna have to stick it to the steering wheel at this time. Well, 3 sectors and a highlight on lap number 2 did very good well to be average. But 27.516 seconds in the sector 1 is now updated to be currently to be proceed on sector 2. 36.944 seconds. And for sector 3, 24.84 seconds. Very much more good, average, and less amount of distraction before it ends up in the bronze. So there goes a clean effort to have a PS4 controller. So maybe if I really need to try it out to go for the G29 steering wheel to do some experience. As I move on to the silver level, I update my record in 1 minute 26.222 seconds as I had to try to go harder without any trailbreaking because that could be a sense of weakness and distraction. So I'll have to keep going hard and try to figure it out. Gonna have to turn this lap time challenge to go around if I really need to go at it. See? Trailbreaking is a sense of weakness for the DB5 without going perfection. That's how a bit more challenging and more concentration that you might need to stay focusing in order to do that you might need to get hard for the goal. Now approaching at the fourth quarter. I just really don't like trail braking very much because that could be a concentration and a bit more concern to avoid any further mistake. See? Another part of trail braking is all that matters for only one DB5 that you might need to step it up a little bit. So the first lap we'll have to go warm up in session as I have to go hardcore on lap number 2. Gonna amp up. Go at the carrier. Now let's see how I should do it on lap number 2. Okay, gonna have to keep a good extra careful without any support traction. So very close to have another average lap time to be highlighted in purple in a minute 27.194. I'll be darn too quick. Still not yet improved. It's going to be a bit a long time for this part of the video segment, folks. Gonna have to keep working hard till I have to get it right and find a good line on the rhythm for having one classic British sports car. Alright, that's a good push. Coming in. I can't wait. So very close, and update by 0.046. Absolutely very close. I just really need to have a best effort, so I'm just gonna be on my way. So that's how the DualShock 4 or DualShock 5, when you have a PS5 console to this game, that will have to be very much more helpful to do some different roles and different strategy that you might need to go on the stick controller. A very helpful for this lap time challenge, and even for the pros, by using steering wheels is very much more advanced to go pro at it. But still, I have to catch up and get my ghost car to be going pushing in and turn into from behind, as I have been seen to be on the front. So here it comes. Brake zone incoming. Tougher, but a bit aggressive. Almost a bit sloppy, that is. That considers a tail braking that could be a sign of weakness. Alright, looks like I finally get the hang of this. That could get much more smooth, much more decent acceleration. Gonna stay on track, coming back in closely. Okay, 2 can play that game for my ghost car. Almost to be at 0.037 seconds when going back onto La Benne Straight. But the wood coat might have to take a one-way ticket to go quickly or get behind. So gonna have to try this again on the 5th lap. Progress is on the classic. Okay, not too close. Gonna have to keep a good number gap distance on surveillance until proceed on lap number 6. Total time is now going around in 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, La Benne corner coming back around. It's like a classic time attack on a British racetrack to go old-fashioned. Just like what James Bond can actually try to figure out to get out of the situation alive. Only for this lap time challenge, this might be a very difficult challenge to go all out to face many obstacles without any action that means necessarily. So, looks like this could get closer towards the end, but hopefully I'll have to work hard and try this again until the next day will be received by having a gold medal if I really have to. So that should be it for now. So exit. Best time record on the silver by having a 1 minute 26.46 seconds is now actually to go on silver level on the semi level. But very good, and 4-star roulette ticket is now being complete. Summer is coming to an end, and hello fall season. Now let's have a good look on the results on session number 8 after I just took a few sessions by having a round in a minute and 26 seconds by having different times on decimal. So here we have sector 1 in the 4th lap that has 26.908 seconds as onward on the 5th lap in sector 2. 36.226 seconds. Very good and much more indeed. And then also for lap number 2 in sector 3, 22.343 seconds that has a good best capability to be pushing up onto the effort when you're on the wood coat and chicane is becoming more challenging and impossible. Best time is now being highlighted and go well to be checked. So to replay save, and now let's have a good demonstration test as I'm about to be using with a Logitech G29 steering wheel. We'll have to do an extra one if I really have to go on novice. So let's give it a good demonstration to see how am I going to test it at this track. Okay folks, time to do steering wheel basic 101. As I'm about to go on traction 5 and get started, so all you might need to do is to have the counter steering assist will be set to be on strong or weak. If anything happens, safety measures for myself will have to do some training demonstration for yourself that you might need to get yourself suited in for a sim racing competition. Just like the Nations Cup and Manufacturers Cup for the GTWS season. But you'll have to get down and do some novice level to do some driving basics on automatic and manual transmission mode. In lap number 1, by having an automatic transmission, the counter steering assist will be able to help you out if anything else happens. That will have to keep a good countering effect on any other kinds of cars like road car and racing car alike. Pretty much more basic. But it'll have to take more than that you might need to do some counter steering will be more likely to help you out. If anything else that might have a slow position when you're on the corner, just try to steer correctly if you really want to get in to be overtake with your opponent. That is the one easiest step to become as a professional sim racer that you might need to get you in for it. Demonstrate, master the steering control now. Okay, just like that. That's how acceleration and braking on the pedals is always might give you help. So on to the traction 2 to see how it turns out. This time it's about to go manual transmission. By using manual transmission, the stick shift is now actually to be included when you're using any kinds of steering wheel like Fanatec, Trustmaster, and Logitech has now actually to have different options and controllers that you might need to be using on manual mode. So here it goes. Gonna step in and have a good test on lap number 2 to be well demonstrate. Okay, looks like a bit quick recovery thanks to the counter steering assist. Gonna regain gear shift up to number 4. Alright, number 5, going a bit average speed. Here comes the brake zone, approaching in. Now gonna have to keep a good extra careful, so gonna have to keep a good strain when using the steering wheel is very much more important. Change gears when you're on the corner if you really might need to step it up and get quicker to be overtake with your opponent. So here comes right back on sector 3. And there's the correction, go by the number. Steer it quickly and kick it back up. Dive on in. Okay, looks like that could be it for now. Okay, that could be a sloppy move. Back on track and regain. So, that's how doing a training So, that's how you might need to learn to master the steering controller is. So, that's how you must master a steering wheel controller for sim racing game is very more important. But this is considered to have one step of a demonstration on how to use the steering wheel on automatic or manual transmission mode, because it might be quite very helpful for future competitions. Anyway, I guess that will be it for only one part of the training demonstration, because I had to be patient and wait for this part of the lap time challenge is now being set and complete before at the end of the day. Lap time challenge complete on the Aston Martin DB5 at Goodwood Motor Circuit. Silver level is now on the average. So, stopping at 6,960th place to get 1 million GT credits. But next time, this will have to get much more better this time without any trail braking to see how it goes. But before that, we got 2 Group 3 challenges is now going to be available on Dragon Trail Seaside and Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya in the Grand Prix layout will be coming up soon in the next video. But as I'm about to show you guys something to go proceed on the options. So gonna have to go over onto the Logitech G29/G923. This will have to be a very good excellent feature to be introduced for this part of the video. Any kinds of options that you guys really going to be picked whenever you like to use. And also, I just really might need to get to learn about the steering controller settings if you really. And also, I just really want to get down to do some demonstration on how to build any settings on steering controllers is now being operated. So these kinds of features to be shown on for highlighted. And also, I just really want to get to learn about the steering controller settings is now being adjusted, is now being related on the settings. Here we have 4-row selection by percentage like clutch, brake, accelerator, and e-brake. But not to mention, because the gear shift is now actually to be included, we'll have to do some more basic to be on the example. So gonna have to do some training onto gear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now gonna have to do a little bit more test on accelerator, brake check, clutch. Okay, steering is now going to be much more calibration, is now doing well trained. So gonna have to do some explain on the pedal calibration. Each kinds of minimum output depends on which percentage that you guys really gonna have to suit it well onto your driving style. Except on the e-brake, because that might have something else to do a bit more common. But talk about doing some adjustment settings that you might need to go for having a comfort style in use. Maybe if I have to go and do in 15% on the minimum at the start. Let's give it a good test and do some experiment if I really might need to give a good tryout on the driving style. Okay, now gonna have to be set adjusted in about 35%. Okay, looks like that might be quite very much more helpful and do some more basic if I really might need to get something else to do a bit more adjusted and be more improved as a professional sim racer. So I guess I just really might need to have some help before putting up with some organized settings on pedal calibration. Looks like I'll have to be reset on default settings, so it'll have to go confirmed. Time to wrap this up before at the end of the video, so I'll have to get down and do the focusing on 2 Group 3 cars on lap time challenges, including with the Gran Turismo movie variation on the Nissan GT-R Nismo GT3 2018 at Red Bull Ring in about 6 days left. Just to have 2 lap time challenges as a reminder to have the same date, and only for having one to be available for having a new lap time challenge to be related to the same car class. Thank you for enjoying watching the video on Gran Turismo 7. I hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, then click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Don't forget to check it out on any social media platforms like DB5, Twitter, Instagram, GT Planet, and more for see for my own image artwork like UDRS livery, Total Drama fan art with card liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be seeing you guys next time on Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.